welcome. Welcome, low ego action heroes and phoenixes. I'm Debbie Levitt from dcx, and today is episode 279, a warning I would like to share with you about some of the paid peer coaching and cohorts that you are probably seeing all over the place. They're on LinkedIn, they're posted sometimes to Medium, and we've been discussing them in the online community. You can join our Discord for free, dcx.to/Discord. And so I wrote an article about it, and I want to open up a conversation about these because we really need to beware. Hi, Mystery. We need to be aware and beware because these might suck and they might not be worth your money, and they are looking to drain a lot of money out of you. So I'm going to jump right in. This is an article I posted on Medium. If you would like to find it and share it and send it to people, you can certainly search online. If you just, usually I put Medium and then Levitt, my last name, and then the name of the article, it should come right up. And this one is called Warning, Paid Peer Career Coaching Cohorts. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. So I'm going to read this article out loud, and I welcome everybody's live comments here. If you are listening live, if you are watching this YouTube video later, please leave some comments underneath it. I always respond personally to them. Okay, so this article is from a few weeks ago, November 2025, and it goes like this. Since we're hearing more and more about these in my online community, I wanted to bring a dose of critical thinking to what I am calling paid peer career coaching cohorts. This is when a person or a company takes your money to put you in a group of people who, like you, are looking for a job. You're typically promised some instructional modules, weekly group check-ins with the actual coach, and then you'll have this group to work with. You're usually working on your resumes or CVs, interview preparation, and job search techniques. The idea is that this time in your life can feel lonely and you don't have to search alone. That makes sense. But there's something that always feels strange to me. And to illustrate it, I want to tell a seemingly unrelated story. Old story. Nearly 30 years ago, I was into the law of attraction thing, a spiritual belief that you can create or manifest what you want into your reality by adjusting your thoughts and energy. I later disconnected from this approach. But in 2009, I was still trying to be into it, and I was thinking about going to a meetup for people into the law of attraction, and this was in Boston. I figured I would meet like minded people, getting it done, manifesting all the time. A friend told me to not go to the meeting and that I wouldn't find people who are living the law of attraction. Say what? She said that anybody really getting it done isn't going to meetups. They're getting it done. They don't need to talk about it or meet about it or whatever. I said that surely some people there would be getting it done. I went to the meeting. It was full of people endlessly complaining that they aren't creating anything they want in their lives. Everything is going wrong. I can't get what I want. And if you know the law of attraction concepts, this should make you burst out loud with shock or laughter. My friend was right. The people getting it done weren't there. They don't need a cohort of people not getting it done. Okay, back to the topic. How does that story relate to, especially paid, peer based career coaching cohorts? Because you're placed in a group with other people who are also struggling. We're putting people together who aren't yet getting it done and expecting them to solve each other's problems. What if they give each other bad advice? What if the most dominant voice in the group is just wrong? Then I've got an image on the screen, which is a screenshot from one of the career coaching cohorts that I found online. This could be anybody, it doesn't matter who this is. There's a lot of them that follow a similar formula. And this one is claiming that they are using the $200,000 career creator system. So it makes you feel like you're going to get a possibly $200,000 job. And well, anyway, I will now explain what's in the screenshot. The above screenshot shows a coach offering two packages. It doesn't matter who it is, since I see many that have a similar format and pricing. They have the Chase Study Cohort / group coaching for $2,000. You get 12 weeks of structured coaching, not sure what that is, plus weekly live office hours and direct feedback, not sure what that is. Will this coach check everything you do at every step of the way at that price, or just some feedback during the calls? You get access to a library and an AI toolkit, whatever those are. The one-on-one accelerator / private coaching is $4,000. You get the group program plus weekly individual strategy sessions. Not sure of the length of those calls. The coach will also personally review your portfolio and outreach, plus give private feedback. Especially for a paid group, I want to be put in a group with people abso-freaking-lutely getting it done. For $2,000 or whatever some of these ask, I want you to pair me with someone who got a job in 2025. Pair me with a hiring manager, or have these people actively coaching and reviewing everything my peer group does. Everything. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what my peers think of my resume if hiring managers hate my resume. It doesn't matter what a peer group thinks of my interview answers if those answers land well during interviews. I want advice from the people I'm applying to, not competing against. To me, $2,000 is a mind blowing amount of money. You could have 20 hours of private one on one coaching with me for that. That's a lot of personalized direct help. You could have 6 hours of personalized coaching with someone who charges way more than I do. Still a lot of personalized help. $4,000 for private coaching? That's nearly $350 per week for the 12-week program. My most active coaching client has spent €575, approximately $670, with me over the last 6 weeks. It's around an hour a week at €100 an hour. But my client pays as they go for what they feel that they need, so they only spend what they want to spend. They're not locked into a program. We worked on their CV, portfolio, interview answers, and design challenges. But I found a cheaper program or one from a nonprofit org. Only you can decide if the cost of any of these works for you. $2,000 might be money you want to spend on this. Maybe you want to spend $300. Maybe you want to spend zero. You decide. But have success criteria. Go into these groups or coaching with an idea of what you want to get out of it. That way, when it's done, you can check if you got what you wanted or expected. You can then recommend for or against this coach or group based on solidly knowing if you achieved what you wanted. A coach or group might not be able to get you a job if the offering doesn't say or promise that at the end of this cohort or coaching program, you'll get a job. Then what do we expect from these? That's for you to decide. What do you expect to learn, be able to do, or get? Does that match what they're offering? And what do you want to pay for that? These groups mostly solve loneliness and solitude. If you don't want to approach your job search alone, you can join a group or online community. But you can also join my free Discord community. You don't have to pay hundreds or thousands just to feel less alone. We have Discord channels for job hunting, feelings about job hunting, venting about crappy social posts about work, and more. We support you wherever you are on your life's and work's paths. You're far from alone. A noticeable percentage of the world is looking for a job. But there is weirdness. The peer group does most of the work but makes no money from it. The person or company organizing the peer groups or cohorts takes all the money. That seems a bit weird. Sometimes the coach isn't involved at all. Sometimes they hold office hours or do a weekly call. Only you can decide if that's enough help from the coach for what you're paying. My community members also told stories of these paid cohorts where someone in their group finds a job and completely disappears. That's amazing that the person felt no responsibility to continue and help the people in their group. Perhaps this is a strong what's in it for me. And I get it. We all want help, support, and a job. But what should that cost? How do I get help? First, identify the type of help you need or want. Do you want to feel less alone? Join online communities that are positive and supportive. Leave ones that are not. Join ones that are free unless you're happy to pay for online communities. Do you need resume or CV help? If you're having no trouble getting first interviews, the problem might not be your CV or resume. That seems to get your foot in the door, and that's all it has to do. It doesn't get you the job, it gets you the first interview. If you aren't getting interviews, the resume or CV could be the problem. It might not have the right keywords, might not be easily read by ATS or AI systems, or something else. Or it might just be the sheer number of applicants for every job. Maybe HR or the hiring manager looks at the first 30 applicants and then stops. Your resume could be perfect, but it was application number 63 and won't be seen this time. Is it your portfolio? That depends. Are they looking at portfolios before you get your first interview? Some companies look. Some will wait until you do a presentation in a later interview round. It's November 2025, and I haven't updated my portfolio with any of my 2025 work yet, but I've had more interviews in the last few weeks than usual. Resumes, CVs, and portfolios can always be better. They are the projects that are never done. You can always make them better. Lots of advice vary, and some even run opposite to each other. You have to keep experimenting to find what works for you. But I want career coaching from an expert. Cool. Then check two things before opening your wallet. Does the cohort, peer group, or offer come with an expert? Or is your career coach a good choice for you? Anybody can call themselves a career coach. How do you know they are an expert? Did they come recommended by someone you trust? Did they help someone you know get a job? Are they familiar with the job market in your region? Some good job advice is good no matter where anybody lives. Some will vary based on where you're located, since the job market is quite different in London versus North Carolina versus anywhere else. This means you need to slow down, do some research, and see if this is the right expert or coach for you. Do they offer the first call for free? That's a great way to see if you like someone's style, trust their expertise or experience, and try to determine if paid sessions or their paid cohort is worth it. The first call should be actual coaching, with no more than a minute or two spent discussing the cost of coaching if they continue. I offer a free half-hour call, and that's spent on whatever topic you bring. Did they use that free call as a sales pitch? Run the other way. Just say no. People in my online community have reported that first calls with career coaches are often sales pitches. Some have been aggressive, telling people they needed these services or would fail. Some followed up aggressively, pushing their coaching packages. Are they selling you a coaching package? Think twice. I don't sell coaching packages because when we first speak, I have no idea how many sessions you'll need. I can't predict the future. I have no idea if 2 sessions help you or 10 sessions or more. I have one client who works with me for every job she's interviewing for. I see her a lot. Some people I see once and never again. You don't need a coaching package. You can buy sessions as you need them. I offer coaching, but you're welcome to not work with me. If you work with anybody, choose somebody who matches what you need right now. I offer a free Discord community where we support each other, get help, vent, and discuss. You don't have to pay to feel less alone. And in 2026, the first Tuesday of every month will be live in our Discord event hall. Not here on Twitch or LinkedIn or YouTube. It'll be only in Discord, and I'll give short resume and CV and portfolio reviews for free. You can also spend $18 on my Life After Tech book, which is part career coaching and part introspection. It has 18 exercises that you can do on your own or with any coach or group. Doesn't have to be me. No matter what you choose or spend, good luck. I hope you find a super job. And that is our article for this week, Paid Coaching Cohorts. So, hey, if you're watching live, what are your questions? What are your thoughts on these? Have you run into these? Have you tried them? Do you know someone else who tried them? I saw someone post to LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago that they did one of these and they were happy they did. But I wonder, and I didn't want to bug them, what was their success criteria? Was it, I enjoyed it, this seemed fun, I was happy to rewrite my resume? Again, only you can decide if the money and time you spent is worthwhile. I can't tell you it is, and I can't tell you it isn't. I can only tell you to please be careful because there are a lot of these right now, and they're very expensive. And the reality is that I can recreate all of this in our Discord community for free. We can recreate this. It doesn't have to cost you money. If you want this, if there is enough demand, I will create this in the Discord community and y'all can do it for free. Asmirella now says overloaded. Cohorts are like group projects in college. No thanks. Yeah, there's always the dominant voice who ends up helping everybody, and then there's everybody else who are probably more takers than givers. That's a good question as well. How do they match you with other people in your group? And what happens if there isn't a good match? I've heard that sometimes they match you with people looking for the same jobs you are, so you're being matched essentially with competitors. Or sometimes you're matched with people who aren't looking for the same jobs you are, which means you might be working with people who don't understand your domain and you don't understand theirs. And we run the same risks in the Discord community, but at least in the Delta CX Hive Discord community, I'm not charging you. If this completely sucks, you've spent your time, but you've spent no money. And it's a good warning for us to not do it again. But I'm waiting for enough people to say, yes, I want this. And then I will create it. But I'm just so surprised when people say, "Gee, I'm thinking about spending $2,000 on this," but yet they don't seem to want me to come up with the free version. All right, good luck. Spend that $2,000 and please come back and tell us if it was worth it. And I think the problem is that the math makes people feel like it's probably worth it. Because if they're claiming you're going to get a job for $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, oh, then $2,000 seems like nothing. Oh my gosh, would you pay $2,000 if you knew that at the end of it you would get a job for 200,000? Of course. But do those $200,000 jobs still exist? I'm not seeing very many of them. Many of them rely you to be on site in San Francisco. What if you're not in San Francisco? So these are things where I really want to make sure that people are putting on their critical thinking hats and really thinking through these offerings. Who offers them? And can you talk to people who've had success? Has anybody had success in the last 6 months? Because the job market in 2025 is very different than what it was a few years ago. Maybe this person had no trouble helping people find jobs 2, 3, 4 years ago. Is it the same now? These are the things I wonder because the bottom line is if you told me that someone could help me get a great paying job and it would cost me $2,000, I'll give you $2,000 because it's going to pay off. But we're not guaranteed that. These groups usually don't come with any guarantees at all. You might not get your money back. You're unlikely to get your money back. Read the fine print, read any contract that they give you. And these are the important things I want people to know. So, if people don't have other questions, I'm happy to wrap up this stream a little bit early. Otherwise, certainly I'll be here tomorrow taking your questions live. If you would like to send in a question early, we got two already. You can. There's a link on dcx.to that will let you send in your question early. Otherwise, join the community. It's free. We're here to help, give and take. I'll give you one more minute to see if anybody has any other thoughts or questions, or if you want to share your story about having tried one of these, or run screaming from it, or heard about a friend who tried it. I would love to hear any of your real experiences. And of course, if you are watching this later on YouTube and you have tried these or know someone who has, I would love to see a comment under the video with some of your stories and opinions. Because if someone's really getting people work in 2025 into 2026, cool. I want to know about it. If these are no longer viable or these are rarely delivering what's promised, we need to be more careful than usual. Okay, since I haven't seen any other questions pop up, I will wrap up for today. Thanks for hanging out with me on episode 279 on look out for paid peer coaching cohorts. And if there's any coaching I can do for you, stop on by dcx.coach and see if it's right for you. If it's not, don't book it. If it is, give it a try. And hopefully, I'll see some people tomorrow for the usual Wednesday Ask Me Anything. Thanks and have a great rest of your day or evening.